You drain the gas.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
drain the
gas,
gas,
yeah.
it's just sitting there. I'm really disappointed to let it go down. So I'm the fault for not running it.
It's hard, huh?
Well, it used to
Those
run
old
like a
cars.
top when I rebuilt it. First time I cranked it. I ran it every month, and then one day
It's a hard time.
I didn't.
So Lauren, what do I email to get a password?
What
do I
No, it's just a family car.
Yeah, family.
It's not designed.
Yeah.
Hey.
Any other cars?
No, that's the only one, because I rebuilt it. I had to do that. I rebuilt it from the ground up. I, it's before you wore glasses.
That's cute though, to have that. It's
Yeah,
nice.
so I either need to get.
Keep the
another-
tires
Yeah, I got original tire, I mean, not the original tires, but I bought new original
New old,
tires
yeah.
that are, you know,
of that era.
of that era, yes. They're not radial, steel button radials.
Right.
It's cord. You know, well,
It's not in vogue anymore, but I like wearing it.
it's traditional for the car.
We're at 5:30. Okay. Well, let me start.
Well-
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What?
The chairman's here,
You just want me to just start?
and I'll introduce you. I'll say, on with your permission, I'll call the joint committee to order, and we have a quorum for both. We have 3 from ARC and 5 from Covenants. And we're going to consider the streamlined design guidelines because the board would like to approve these at their next meeting so they can, management can start with them being streamlined right away and we can call this a win. So I'd like to introduce Stephen, who has reformatted these very nicely to explain. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you know who I am. I've been on Covenants for too long, and then now I'm moved over to the ARC. So a lot of this is seen that there was a problem for many years having to do with clarity, and it's also built around the fact that it is more set for the homeowner, and it's also to help manage the documents that need to be, that they receive as to what need to be processed. So the format itself is that what we used to see all the time is that when you're going through was the application. Well, it doesn't tell you what to do. You now have the application and all of the verbiage or what is the guideline was behind it. So I've reversed that and put all the guidance for the words up front. And I've also, and then also modified the actual form that they're going to turn in and created a checklist that's for the homeowner to have all of the elements that they require to turn in so that Art doesn't have to keep going back and asking for more information. And then it's also for management for them to check off along that they have received them. Now, that's what I've done is that in working on the forms. But again, in particular, this is a direct, 99% direct pull from what the guideline was before. I have just reformatted it to where it helps us, read them, but it also helps us from a legal point of view. These documents or the guidelines are part of the pattern, which is part of the charter. And so if we have a homeowner that disputes and it goes so far that it needs to go to legal arbitration or something like that, a lot of the guidelines just had bullets. They didn't have where to go specifically to the line, be it this paragraph and subparagraph A2 or whatever. And so those have been built into that. Again, that was the intent. It's for clarity. It's for the homeowner themselves of how to do things, and it's also to assist management in collecting and then working on the documents. So with that, shut up and
I will say that since they've been uploaded, remember at the last joint meeting, one of you suggested that we put everything we work on in Teams so we could use the track change mode. And I'll be frank, I only counted 3 people that actually opened them up and provided comments. So, but I did read them all and understand what Stephen did, and I can ascertain that the wording of the original design guidelines has all been transposed and it's there. But what you will see is questions all the way back from even Dane Anderson until this week, and comments so that we can discuss it and make a decision on whether we want to go yes or no, or reword something appropriately. And at the end, I hope we can get consensus so we can forward it to the board. So I'll let, unless there's questions, I'll let Lauren pull open the first one in Teams, and could you blow it up so we could actually read it? And what are we looking at?
Do you want driveway, maybe check?
No, not driveway.
Which ones you want to?
Here's the reason why he said no, is the fact that I screwed up. I did the driveway, but I did not put it into the folder as to where it's been worked on. And so it's just been moved over as of an hour ago, to me.
Do you want to start with like the video doorbell one, since that's the.
Okay, sure. Now, I will say, tell me if I'm ARC, Stephen, Lauren, the original video doorbell was part of security cameras and video doorbells and all together. And I believe the board asked, could we separate video doorbells separately so it could be streamlined? So this one is a little different because it's now a standalone design guideline, and Stephen has helped us by putting in some legal information. So this is probably one that we'll have to read. Can you blow it up even larger? And of course, the comments are over on the right side, so we'll have to scroll left and right. But anyway, so do you understand this is a separate design guideline that didn't exist before?
So this is the new form that a homeowner to submit
Yes.
for approval. Okay.
What then, once these are approved, this is what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So I'll just ask you to read and see if it makes sense, as if you were a typical homeowner applying for a video doorbell.
All right, first question. Does not apply to video doorbells in common area locations as multiple dwelling. What does that mean?
The multiple dwelling would probably be Mirasol.
Condo.
Condo.
So this would not apply, the application for that would not apply to that.
This applies to your individual home, whether it be single-family home or your individual individual townhome or condo, and you're replacing your ding-dong bell with a video doorbell.
So if you're in,
Condo lobby.
Not the condo lobby.
but if you were in a condo, you could
Your
apply.
individual.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, your door.
Wasn't clear to me.
So it would apply to the condo?
No.
No.
If it's a condo, like in the lobby,
No,
or,
no, I mean like a condo.
Like your door would be.
yes, it does apply to your individual condo, your door. If you have a doorbell in your condo and you want to put a Ring doorbell, this applies. What we're saying is this doesn't apply to the condo common areas.
It should, but because it says.
Why would we-
Use multiple dwelling units.
Why do we even have to say that?
Well, we can change it.
That's
I would
confusing.
say common area locations, and then you could then say, for example, condo association lot.
Yeah.
Whether it's common area, well, that would just be still a common area.
Yeah.
So
Let's
common area.
try it. Are we doing everything in track changes? Okay, so now it says area locations. I don't see common areas.
Well, common.
Common area location.
Oh,
For
excuse me.
example, condo association lot.
Got it.
Maintenance control.
That's,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that's good. That's right, we're talking it out. It makes better sense.
Do what?
Now, like, where it says location, for some reason, I'm in, Fairmont. We have 6 units, no one had a doorbell of any kind.
Really?
People knocked on your door,
Probably the knocker thing.
No knocker
Really?
and no doorbell.
so people just knocked on your
Isn't
door.
that weird? Yes, I know that says replace.
Well-
I guess, I don't think anyone else has ever said anything.
Maybe we should say install/replace. Or if it's install, you want ARC to look at it?
Well, the reason why I think this is important to include is that ARC applications, a lot of people want to put a video doorbell next to an existing doorbell. So then they have 2 doorbells essentially, so we've had to decline a lot of those. So this helps to kind of clarify that the location is in place of an existing.
In lieu of.
So what we're saying is, if you don't have a doorbell and you want to install one, never existed before, it needs to go to ARC.
Yeah,
That's what we're saying.
Because it's in terms of verbiage here.
Which it should.
So you say the video is intended to replace or provide the function of an existing doorbell cluster.
the only thing that's a concern though is where they place the doorbell.
It'll go forward down.
What we're saying is, if you're adding a doorbell that never existed before, it's not streamlined. It needs to go to ARC.
Because mine ends up being people. I
Yeah,
sent it to ARC and everything.
right. So we don't want a new installation to be streamlined.
Yeah, and Giselle's making a good point too, in terms of things that she's seen, just in terms of potential placement of doorbells, like people kind of just put them all over the place. So I do think that it's important to message this, and then anything that is not replacing an existing doorbell, I think should really come to ARC, just so we can confirm it.
So the first line under location is correct now. We didn't change it.
Okay. 35.
Those first 2 paragraphs are in the original design guideline.
But why is it a company? Should it just be at,
Should be at the front door.
position at the front entry?
Well, I think if you're replacing it, it should be where the old one is. So it's not position accompanying, I mean, it is, but it's where your old one was.
Oh, the
Because that
device.
position has been approved and everyone's will be on the left or everyone's will be on the right.
Right.
But it should be, the device should be positioned in the same place or position as the previous door.
If you do that, it addresses the issue of placing a new doorbell.
Right, I don't want it on the left, I want it on the right.
Star.
Yeah, I think this.
Or I'm taller, I want it up higher, or I'm in a wheelchair and I want it down lower. Not that we wouldn't accommodate that, but it takes care of the height and the side.
But would people have their doorbell and put this one next to it?
We do. ARC doesn't want that.
You want to put it on?
One or the other, not
Lieu
both.
of.
Because the second sentence is a little confusing. This typically is within 24 inches of the outside door casing frame or within 24 inches of an entry side. Like when the
That's-
side light is needed.
That information is all about a new installation.
Right, but they're not 24 inches, that's 2 feet.
I know, but why do we even need that? If they're replacing an existing doorbell, we don't need to tell them where it should be. It's going to be where it used to be.
What I think he's saying is that
So
24
how,
inches is way too far.
so how about if we delete the second sentence in the second paragraph?
Some doorbells are kind of far from the door.
Oh, yeah, they are
I don't know why that is.
wiring. So now, do you want to change wording? You have a problem with accompanying in the first line?
That sentence is good by itself.
The original, the first sentence?
The device should be positioned.
Somebody didn't like accompanying.
Well, it should be at, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
proper.
Yeah.
So it should be positioned, how about change accompanying to at? Or should we say in the original doorbell location?
Yes, I think that's clear.
So we'll position at the original doorbell location at the front entry door.
If there's a reason they don't like that, they would lie hard.
Exactly.
Right, so it reinforces the fact that if you don't have.
It takes an arm.
Location at the front entry door, okay. So can we move to paragraph B?
You can't put one by your back door,
Oh, yeah.
or your front back.
Yeah,
So-
but that would be an ARC application if it's new.
What about,
But if
garage
it's,
apartments?
but if it's not, if it's not viewable from the road, it doesn't matter. The new laws, you can
Their
do that.
entry door reply.
All right,
It doesn't say, please entry door.
Right.
It's anybody's entry door.
Correct.
Installation of new other than original doorbell location, is that important? Because that would be.
No, because it doesn't apply to replacing.
Well, yeah, you're right.
So this would apply.
So we can eliminate that whole paragraph. It's well intentioned, but we need to make sure that's in the ARC application for doorbell.
But it doesn't follow the title of the page
Well, what
itself,
happens
which
is
is,
that now becomes a new guideline.
Right, but in a different guideline. A different guideline.
and it already is in the first paragraph. You got it.
Scroll up, put
Security devices, video, doorbell does not apply to, well,
Yeah, would have to modify that.
I think go up again, Lauren. I thought it was the replacement of security devices.
What-
video,
wait.
doorbell.
let's go back to the title. Why don't we just call it video doorbell, replace video doorbell? Why call it security devices? Because the other guideline for security devices is for cameras.
Okay.
Why don't we just say video doorbell?
If you want to say replacements,
Well,
Installation or replacement.
it can't be installation.
Video doorbell to replace current doorbell?
Yeah, that's,
What doorbell replacement, doorbell replacement.
That would be
Yeah,
mechanical or video, yeah.
Or doorbell replacement with video.
that's really what it is.
Yeah.
How about if we type in video, doorbell replacement with video doorbell?
Yeah.
It's kind of long, but that's really what it is. We should be clear. Well, it's as clear as can be. Everything that we remove needs to go into the other design guideline that's going to go there. But right now, we're only talking about streamlining. So size, okay, so this is applicable.
That seems big, 4 inches. I guess that-
I'm hoping somebody did the homework and did an internet search.
Eric did that.
Eric,
Those are
That
his.
sounds good.
somebody went online and looked at all the various video doorbells that are in the world, I guess.
Eric did, that's actually his.
Okay,
I don't know that it should say that it should blend in. I think it should say should be replaced for like color door hardware.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a gold plated video doorbell.
well, go to the next paragraph.
Decorative.
It's about color.
Go to the next paragraph, see if that matches what you want to say, Shelley. See, under size, the overall theme, I don't know what that means, but it's sort of a generic thing. How about if we just, on the first sentence, we put a period after front facade?
I like it.
Put a period after facade,
Getting-
next to.
and then eliminate the rest to the end of the sentence, because we're going to cover that in the code. Yeah, code.
Is Chrome, why, let's talk about Chrome. Chrome to me is like shiny like that.
Problem is that when you buy, if you were to go and buy a Ring doorbell, what's gonna come in the package is a silver, it's not really chrome, but it's a silver gray, the bottom portion of the housing. Most of the other ones, depending upon what the vendor is, they're black, they're white, they're this, they're that. But I'm just saying, in the case of Ring, that's what they do have, that's the generic one. If you want one that's colored, which might come close to your color, they have those available for you to purchase.
So I think we just changed chrome to silver, and I think that'll clarify it. Because chrome is shiny. Yeah. Silver
Yeah,
is a
That
color.
indicates something we don't.
Like black's a color, white's a color, chrome's finish.
Right.
Gray or silver.
You could put silver/gray.
Yeah.
Is that-
Asking ARC, does the word preferred mean anything to you guys when you look at,
Should
Items
match.
coming
It
in.
should say should match.
it just should be that they associated brackets must match the front door hardware.
Yeah, if you say preferred, that leaves you open.
Is the door, is the proverbial door open?
It's like,
That means they
Well,
don't prefer
it
it,
also
whatever
doesn't
color
help
they want.
management.
It should match.
Yeah.
Now, someone could find one that doesn't, that you think doesn't match, and it's hard that.
Well,
Right, but that's a separate ARC approval, and they can go get approval if it's outside the guideline. This is the guideline.
Remember, this is the streamline, so we want to help management make a decision.
Right.
So rather than preferred is should match, but that leaves the door open for management to approve something other than what we will. Is that okay?
So you're saying must?
Yeah.
Instead of should, is that what?
Well, don't say must, shall is the legal term.
Should do, because somebody could set something in anyway, and then you told them it's not streamlined.
Well, I'm asking ARC.
Well, you're not gonna find like a nickel for video doorbell, for
No.
example, right? So you can't really match that.
Or bronze, or it's not door hardware, I think you're trying to go bridge too far. Because a lot of, there's quite a few of them that are like Nest, it's just black. It's the look it comes. Or others that are just white, and there's no change.
Should be as, should we say, should be as close to the front door hardware as possible?
That would help
Should
management
match,
streamline.
doesn't-
Let's do
That
that.
should match, they're gonna look for one.
So then it's
So it should be as close to the,
as possible, yeah.
Should match. Or should be,
Should match is not.
should match is okay.
Yeah, but then they'll start matching. And they'll
Remember,
tell you, maybe this is the closest I can get.
remember, we want to help management streamline, so you have to agree that you're okay with management's decision
Yeah.
when they streamline.
Do you want it though to match the door, or do you want it to match the wall?
You want it to match the hardware.
Hardware, door hardware,
knob.
So if you have a silver handle, it should be a silver.
right. My doorbell matches the,
Unless it can't, because it only comes one way like black, and then you're getting what you get.
Yeah.
And the should leaves it open for this is what it is. There is no replaceable plate that just pulls it.
Let me be radical here. Who cares? I'm just asking. Do we care what color it is?
Well, people are gonna get some weird colors.
What color,
Do they
Tyler?
make them that weird?
Oh, we've seen an orange, we've seen an orange one.
Okay, that's what I
For the holidays.
There's cases that you can buy, and we've seen people
okay,
use the cases. So I think this is fine.
Is this okay?
This makes sense.
okay, all right.
And management will know, obviously, it's as close as possible, not to approve it.
I like the rest.
Okay,
Something like,
I can record it.
and then, yeah.
so
it's just.
Please mute. turn off your speakers. Yeah, I echo a lot. I should hear myself. So are you okay with that rest of the paragraph? Okay,
We're moving to lights.
Any video doorbells,
scroll up.
Up a little bit, thank you.
just indicator lights down. Okay, let's do that.
I don't, my comment, by the way, can we go back? Do I have a comment on the first page before we move on? Scroll over, slide to the right. What is my comment? Okay. We,
I believe that's it.
okay, we answered mine. I'm sorry. Now go to the second page. And you can delete the comments as we go through. And my question was, I don't understand horizontal facing. I am clueless.
So does that mean it's pointing at the person at the door?
This should base,
No, because I mean, it points out towards the street.
Right, because it could be a box, like a doorbell that has a light underneath it.
Down
It's
facing.
there.
Yeah.
You can't point out.
Do you know, Stephen, what Eric meant? Or do you know?
We could have a light anywhere on it, I'm sure.
So what is,
Yeah, what he was trying to get away from, and what has been some of the guidance lately, is the fact that some of them have ring, where you push a button, that little ring
It's always spinning.
is always spinning or all the time. And then you can, the desire is to turn that setting off. And so it'll just, it's there. And-
Yep, sorry, if you're replacing a doorbell, oftentimes our doorbells have a lighted.
They do not like it, but it's the ones that are,
circle, but can we think of something better than horizontal facing? I don't understand. Remember, we have people that English is a second language, a whole bunch of them.
just take out animals on facing, just delete.
Yeah, strobing or
I
non-status.
think you just say all lights, I mean, all lights on doorbell really should be disabled at all times. So there should be no blue glow or anything.
But don't.
But at night,
But every doorbell in Spring Lake has a lighted ring around the push button.
Yeah,
It's very dim.
Yeah, right.
The analog doorbells
Yeah.
were lit. I mean, the ones that are wired and.
To many people, the light is behind the plastic button. The little plastic button is like,
I think you could just put a period after strobing or a comma, as these lights can be distracting in people's residences.
Strobing.
Just strobing if two means.
so that, so is called.
Yeah, yeah.
On the audio,
That's pretty fun.
did Eric come up with a 20 feet thing?
Yes, it did. You said,
I like it.
it was me.
Why don't we, do you want to say 20 feet, or let's say from the public sidewalk? Is anybody going to actually measure it?
20 feet's probably good.
So why don't we just say from the public sidewalk?
Well, because some of the sidewalks.
It doesn't look like it looks like right on the sidewalk, so you're gonna hear any regular doorbell from the sidewalk.
Just ask me.
I mean, if there's no measurement for 20 feet, there's no measurement.
I don't know. It's arbitrary, that's what I'm really asking.
Easily heard outside of residences. I hear.
Decibels above their indicator too, then.
I hear pretty far, when somebody's ring doorbell, where it rings pretty far away, I can hear it, and talking to the person.
I can hear it too in Spring
And
Lake.
it doesn't seem particularly loud.
No, it doesn't bother me, but I hear, it's like someone talking on the porch, whispering.
20 feet, I guess, is good as anything.
It also
Or
says,
change it to 10, you're gonna fall off the porch at 10 feet.
shall not be easily heard. That's kind of subjective, so I don't mind it, I'm just asking the question. Scroll over to the comment on the right, I think it just was on the basic. Yeah, okay. Are we good with that? Audio?
Let's say such as button being depressed.
Oh, it
Button being pressed.
should just always be on. You'd always have it on listening.
Well, a lot of them are motion detection. So like porch fire come up and it'll say, I see you, is recording.
Are you allowed that much in there?
Can we just change button being
But that's,
depressed or pressed?
that's an example of action taken.
Okay.
You could put such as, put an EG in parentheses if you don't have words. Like it is, or
No, I was just saying the word depressed isn't gonna translate well.
oh,
Like button being depressed. It should just be pressed.
yeah, take out the, you know, understand.
All right. People have hands, 20 inch screens, that's it.
So I guess, is that from Eric's, research? That may change in the future, but I don't have any.
Yeah, one of the things though about me that said that your constantly is an open mic.
Yes.
According to our statutes, they cannot have, you can't be recording somebody that doesn't serve the being recorded.
And you can have it set, depending on what it's like, to be constantly listening to what's outside.
That's right, and if you want to risk it, go ahead, but, a recommendation from a lot of the websites that, lawyers, facial reasons, what's that should be safe.
I'm good with this.
I would take out, do we need the video screen?
Well, people will put, you ever go to the supermarket and the whole door is a screen?
We don't want to do
The whole thing.
screen,
That's not.
yeah, like you get in some refrigerators now, and it's like a.
But it shouldn't have any screen.
Some do because they want to focus the person face to face.
Yeah,
Like some of the package people, they don't might want to see the package.
that's true.
Or you might want to see that your kids come home.
Some of them have two-way communication, L's inside the house. You can not only hear each other, but see each other like FaceTime.
They're very trusting, he doesn't pay attention.
Well, we do know
Yeah,
they
you
exist.
see it on your phone, you're saying there's an actual.
And they can
screen
see
on
you.
the doorbell?
Uh-huh. They exist. You can buy them. So I guess Eric is just trying to say, we don't want a video screen inside, like a tablet mounted on the wall.
Right, if you buy two, it gets 6 weeks.
Well, it's about that big.
But
apparently
part of the box.
Apparently he looked online and it's,
Okay.
that's common.
2x2 reasonable.
Yeah.
Based on what's on available.
Based on how the box was on that size. Box.
Okay.
So you like wiring in the power source?
I've got the wiring, I think it makes sense, and can get a solar panel, because I thought about it for mine, so we may know that, I guess.
So essentially, the only kind we can install are powered by wiring internal to the cavity.
Either battery or, yeah, no conduit on the outside, no closed wires.
But if it's going where the other doorbell was, then it should work. It should be.
With some modification to transform.
Now, read number 3, because that is going to be on every new guideline.
Right.
It allows ARC to consider options. And it's going to be in every guideline if you think that's okay.
Well, I think it should say must be granted because they must put in an ARC application if they are
Was that,
different from this at all.
is that the whole thing, or do you have to scroll down?
No, just number 3 is a standalone sentence that you're going to see in every design guideline.
Or exceptions require, or exceptions to these guidelines require an ARC application be submitted and granted based on architectural merit.
Well, is that the term architectural merit?
It
Yes,
is in celebration.
it is.
Because there's things
It's
you
part of the
can't have in your
charter.
house that I can, and I saw.
Does that need to be called?
ARC, you have the ability to make exceptions based on the plot, the landscape,
It's lost.
the color, the style of the house. That's all the exceptions that you're allowed. in ARC.
It probably, well, this is probably, so we probably need to have exceptions.
That's in,
That's general.
that's a general thing that's in the charter. The ARC has, you have a lot of leeway because the charter allows you to make specific exceptions for specific units.
May not keep this trends change and things change. Situations change.
Could-
But I
could
think
you
it should say
rephrase?
exceptions to these guidelines require an ARC application and may be granted based on architectural merit.
Could you type that in, Ron? That's okay, so we can look at it.
What if you said, do not qualify for the streamlined application, and then kick them to a different ARC application?
So that's the same thing as Shelley said. Isn't it? Exceptions to
Whatever
these
makes sense.
guidelines.
Well, what you're really saying is that this application doesn't apply.
Right,
So this would be rejected.
Guidelines require an
Right, but
ARC.
remember, not only is the homeowner reading this, but management's looking at it too, decide whether it's streamlined.
Granted based on our.
So would you put, if rejected,
Right.
submit.
I think that's.
I think this is very, very specific, and that's what we want people to do. Is don't want them to guess, we want them to know.
So
What am I doing?
that was all like a hyperlink, so that would go to, you click on that, and it would go to another.
They're gonna fill this out.
Lauren brought up a good point that it should say granted by the committee so that they don't think that based on the streamlined application management.
Well, put ARC committee,
Are separate.
not just the committee.
I think that's good.
I think that's very specific, and it's what we will be. If we agree in consensus, we'll all of them agree that.
Yeah.
So now scroll down in the approval process. This little chart is going to be in every guideline. It already, I found it in one guideline already that was from 2012, and Stephen replicated it in all the design guidelines because I think it's a good decision tree in a way.
So will the homeowner see this part of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it also tells management the streamlined process.
So management can't approve a condo at all.
Not until the condo association approves it first.
Not in the streamlined approach.
It can still be the streamlined approach, but before we approve it as a management, the condo association would have to approve it on their end.
Thank you.
But then management could approve it streamlined because they've already got the piece of paper.
I just wanted to make sure that was right because I didn't. know.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of confusing, but.
So you'll see these three cases on most everything, going from easiest at the top to the hardest at the bottom. But it's really AFC. I want you guys to agree with the language. But Stephen's done, I think, a good job of explaining it.
Okay, Lauren, and change bottom one of the table, it says formal review by ARC. Take T and I'll just put CMT.
The C in ARC stands for committee.
Yeah, take out that, just put ARC at ARCD. Because it says C. We'll make that global change. What do you think? Okay, we'll scroll down and we'll see. I think now we're
You're
into.
gonna lose, sorry, there was a key on it, on the first part, you lose it on the second, versus ARC team, so
Yeah, just say by.
you don't need key on that
I
again.
don't need to there.
Let's streamline this.
Yes, got it.
And then Giselle just made a comment, so it says formal review by ARC at ARC meeting. It may or may not be in a meeting. Right?
You're right.
So should we just remove that? By ARC.
Actually,
By ARC. It's a good be electronic.
Stephen has included ARC online in some of the design guidelines.
Yeah, and I mean, just add,
He included that in some of them, it's not in all of them.
Usually the ones that come to the meeting are complicated.
Oh,
structural.
Yeah, video doorbells.
I like what you wrote in the other ones.
it's fine.
It had ARC online or at the meeting,
I see.
if not approved online.
Well, I would just say formal review by ARC.
Yeah, don't put online
And
here.
if it needs to be in a meeting, then look at an invitation to.
Seriously.
You'll see it in the next design. Okay, so this is also in every design guideline, it's also original to the original design guidelines. So there's nothing new here. Okay. And scroll down. So now we've got the design guideline. And then follows is the checklist that Stephen, it's pretty much the same as the current design guidelines, but he try to clarify a few things.
So the whole form is going to be 2 pages?
Well,
Well, it will be multiple pages as to what you're asking, you know, depending on what it is. It's just, if this was printed front back, then you've got.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
change it, okay. This all appeared in the, that was always the same. So you can still
It's just bigger, so you can.
yes, bigger. These 2 check blocks were also in the original design guideline, but he separated them in the larger print now, so you could see them. And the owner hereby authorizes was also in the original design guideline. And then scroll down for AOC installed stuff. Of course, I'm not an AOC, so I never understood this. So between Lauren and you folks, are all these, do these mean something to you?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the guidelines are driven by size of the lot.
Oh, I know, but what about, okay, village is village? But what is RCB, PUR, CENN? Is that important to anybody? Lauren? You know?
Not for us, when we look at it, we'll just look at the lot type and
Village.
the village, possibly, yeah.
Yeah, if you go down the one next, scroll up a little bit, it'll say architecture and a start and complete date.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out,
These aren't on the existing.
yes, they are.
Yeah, yeah, I'm saying.
But did we ever use them?
The staff writes in the lot, the village.
But
That's what
what are the other categories? Do they mean something to ARC? Because I don't want to delete it if staff uses it for something.
I don't know.
And if you don't use it, let's get rid of it.
And I gave one right now that I have open, it doesn't have RCD or PUR.
Right, but that's in a whole bunch of design guidelines, because.
It's in the application. So
Scroll down to this page. Yeah, it's in the applications, it's in all of them. And I never understood.
we usually look at lots.
We just delete them.
Until. Oh,
I don't know how many, it was an acronym, it meant something.
Jeffrey might have to.
Ask him. Okay,
Scroll down a little bit.
scroll down to the next 2 pages. All
Okay,
right.
it says architecture starting with D.
That should be part of the previous page.
Yeah, it'll move up.
Yeah, so, delete request for approval video doorbell, that's a header we don't need. Okay, what is start complete? That's for start completion time?
It was on architectural style.
Right,
This is the architectural style of the home and then the circuit.
we need those. And start complete, because that's management. Okay, now go down to the next. You can take out homeowner, I added that. It just says, please complete the following. You can take out the however. I did that. But now they're standardized. So this is the checklist that Stephen replicated and standardized for all design guidelines.
So are they completing this or the other?
The front,
Completing both?
yeah, the form in front is just, you know, who's who, and the date, and phone numbers and stuff. This is a checklist of what they need. Instead of us continually sending things back for information, if she scrolls down, you'll be able to see that it lists, you know, right there, it lists the things that we require to be turned into the application, so a decision can be made.
So if the homeowner's putting this in,
Yes.
do we really need the staff to put in, if you just add lot type in here?
You can, where you're putting in, you're confirming that the resident put the right information. Do they know?
They call us.
Yeah, they don't know, the resident doesn't know.
What's the lot number?
It's the plot number or
Your parcel number.
So how would they, you're trying to streamline the homeowner, I don't know.
the only way you know it is to pay your county taxes.
You need it on the application.
Is that important to have
No,
that?
I would say, I would replace that with lot type instead of lot number.
Because otherwise they don't just leave it alone.
Yeah.
What is lot type? What is lot type?
Estate, village.
The estate.
Oh,
Not an area.
it's the same thing as.
So it's the
type of
same.
lot.
Somebody would need it.
So we don't need lot number, which is the county recording lot.
I don't know. It's kind of streamlined.
ARC may need it, but does
Do you
not.
need the architectural type?
Yeah.
So we need to add the architectural type here, and then we'll pull it out from the staffs.
Well, type of lot and architectural type is really the same thing, right?
No?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you're right,
but-
I'm sorry. Architectural type is classical, Victorian,
Coastal.
crystal, thank you, crystal. And that's not in here, is it?
No, you need to do like a number 3.
Type,
Is that
type,
germane? Because
Yeah.
Can't you do lot number or lot type,
The,
if that's what you're asking?
But a video doorbell, it doesn't matter if it's coastal or estate, so.
But this is setting it up for all the other.
Often
in
it's-
terms of standard, is it, just for your own, just type in their, type in architectural style as a reminder that we need to fill in the blank there. Yeah, that's what I'm.
And keep the village, right? I guess.
Yeah. Okay, scroll down. Now, this is the checklist. It's fairly standardized, but then again, it may not everything is required for every stream.
you get a survey plot plan
Well, it's not that's a misnomer.
or
But if you're doing a landscape, yes, it's a plot design of your
That one can be deleted, it's a plot.
But this one you can delete because we're replacing the doorbell in the same place.
well,
What he's asking for is a diagram of where it's gonna be next to the door, like a,
oh, there you go, yeah, photo.
but we don't need it here.
Front of house remark.
But, do you want a photo image of the front house with the current doorbell?
We kind of need the entire front of the house photo of that, because that's also how we confirm the style of the house. So if someone gives us like the full, so not just like the front of the house, front of the house with
But
current.
if
We don't have to have
Because some
that.
people just submit.
Take out
a
the
picture of
current
their
doorbell, because the next
which is
one
in
you're gonna
reference
get
to the
pictures.
sex. It doesn't give us a good perspective.
I'm just trying to get that, so you're talking doorbells, specifically doorbell. Who cares what the coastal estate, because it doesn't matter, right? We put the doorbell.
You can get one that for some reason doesn't match.
We've declined some, well, doorbells.
Doorbells doesn't.
But remember, this is for streamlining.
I know.
Streamline, it's just, for every application, I think we need a photo of the front of the house.
So I changed it to just photo of the front of the house because the very next one, as Shelley pointed out, says photo images of the current doorbell to be replaced. So you don't
Yeah,
need.
that's true. Yeah. Someone can also see the door hardware.
So what does it read now? Front of house.
One.
Photo.
Front doorbell.
Is this gonna be the same for every one that we see going forward?
Just.
Because,
It'll be tailored.
because quite honestly, the next one where it says exterior housing color and material,
Those, that's just referring to.
right, and I think it could come out for this one and it could say exterior door hardware color or something.
Yeah.
Because that, the color of my house has nothing to do with the color of my doors.
I think we gotta be careful, we're saying streamline, it's streamline for management, it's not necessarily for the owner. This is cumbersome, so it's.
It's only, they only have to fill out 2 pages, and it's a check. But yes, we're asking them to include people a lot of information.
Well.
It wasn't meant to be streamlined for their
No,
middle, it's meant to be streamlined so
Why
they
not?
can get to work.
But why not, if we're trying to be user friendly for
Because everybody
homeowners?
has to be the same based on their side of the house, like I can't have plants that you can have.
We're talking doorbells, so.
Correct.
Ring doorbell, ring doorbell.
So,
6
More or
years.
less.
From now, what do you want?
Whether it's estate, coastal, village, or whatever. I think we just need to be cognizant, trying to streamline for the end user, as well as.
And ARC, what do they want for historical purposes 5 years later? And do you want to look it up? Yes. I'm just convinced what they want.
Yeah, pull this out, and so I do photo images of current doorbell being replaced, and then one more picture of housing, door, hardware, color, and tape.
Yeah. We get one where it's someone's looking to install.
Because if they only take a picture of the current doorbell, they don't take a picture of the doorbell.
Oh,
Without any.
oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because this would be also for painting, right?
Now, the title, go back to the title. It's replacement of doorbell with a video doorbell, as if it never existed.
So if someone,
It would work for.
they would also,
retail too, right?
yeah, they will. We're not gonna encourage someone to fill it out to retain a doorbell, but if they do want to retain it, it goes through this process, right? I think we want to.
Are you,
Yeah, it's all the same.
are you talking about upgrading one video doorbell with another video doorbell?
No, he's talking about, if somebody comes violation because they installed a doorbell without
Yes,
permission, we're saying they can follow the skid line process if they meet the guidelines.
yes, yes, true. This is fit the bill, everything you do. Go back down to the bottom.
We're just done.
What do you want? No, go back up.
Yeah, just
What?
what we want.
What do you want for submittal requirements?
Photo of the front of the house from sidewalk. From sidewalk, yeah, we have to say that. Entire front of the house from sidewalk.
Well, you want to say entire, when you say entire front of house, because some people are close.
People might just do their porch, I mean, you know, it's like a whole mix of
Can't tell what's.
distances.
So make it image singular. There's only one. Okay, what do you think about the rest?
Which one image of the doorbell too? Photo image of the current doorbell?
And then the brochure.
Including image of existing door hardware. Color to. Is that clear? What you want pictures on? Is it very clear? Any type of brochure, you want that?
It's specific to get the manufacturer brochure. Like a lot of times they'll just pull it up on Amazon
Yeah, that's
and
what
show
we do.
us the basic specs.
It helps you, right?
Yeah, so not necessarily
keep that.
a manufacturer
Yeah,
brochure.
So just to be clear under dimensions, I would like dimensions of video doorbell. Otherwise, they may give me the dimensions of the door.
Well, it's under manufacturer's brochure with model name and number.
Yeah.
I mean, from its color photos, dimensions.
I would say after dimensions, I put video doorbell. Including length, width, and depth. Otherwise, I don't know what dimensions you want.
Yeah.
And what's this last one?
I don't think that would apply to the doorbells.
I think that last thing needs to be removed.
I understand.
Optional, what do you?
It's optional, it's on the other ones to where it encourages you to get the idea of.
Yeah, we went out to Pinterest and we saw this front porch and we thought it was great, and we decided to do it.
You want to know? I still did it.
That's good stuff.
Okay, then there's a little,
So for the checklist, should we just have, can we have like something by it that says like, instead of like the photos of the thing, can we say, is it black, white, silver? Yes, no. Is it, I'm just thinking from a management streamline perspective because it's a lot of documentation to have to go through. And I'm even thinking in terms of like manufacturer details, sometimes we get those and it's like 5 or 6 pages, and then we have to try to find like where the dimensions are, et cetera. It can be really tedious.
Scroll down to the.
It's almost, we need like a checklist that aligns with the guidelines.
So how about this, the 3 bullets?
So like, does it match door hardware, does it?
Well,
Use a picture.
previously, in the 2 pages before this, we tell them it should match the door hardware. I mean, we told them, if it doesn't, it won't be streamed.
In all reality, this just tells the homeowner what to give management for this streamlined process. So if that is all of it, and Lauren looks at it and she sees the picture and she sees the hardware dollar and she sees the patches and she sees that it's under 2 it's gonna pass.
You got the color photo.
And then you have things to go into the file for covenants, because once those pictures are made part of their file, then when we want to see a house from 2 years ago, we see the front of the house, the whole front. When we want to see, did they get approval for that Ring doorbell, we see a picture of the Ring doorbell. What did they have before? Oh, they had that Ring doorbell, and that got streamlined approved, and now they changed it to that.
So
So it's easy for covenants.
that's excellent. To summarize, for all these checklist requirements, it's really for ARC, for historical purposes, that we ask everything we want. And it's for management in order to streamline. Are we missing anything that you would want 2 years from now? Or are we asking too much?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but I built a lot of those out. That's to see what you've been sending things back, requesting.
How about the management? Is there anything stand out? I mean, is that gonna streamline it for you?
Can you make a decision based on these?
Yeah, we'll make a decision.
Okay. Is that the end of the page? Scroll to the bottom, there's this little thing that was in all. This is in all current design guidelines. It's for management. Is this still applicable?
Not necessarily. I would say start date and completion date, I would leave in there, but I don't need a date received because we date stamp everything.
That's true. It's there.
You have a file
Oh,
on
the
it?
file number.
I mean, it would be your resident ID number that we have in our Cernet system, but I don't need to take that on this board.
But it says it's 45 days and then 30 days or 15 days, so you've already got really what desired start date is as soon as the truth.
Yeah.
And the completion date, you already know it's 45 days after your sneak.
I would say that's your call. I think it's perfect. Keep it, otherwise it's streamlined.
Well, I mean, so I would leave the completion date, just so we have a record that these went out and for the picture, because it's an accountability piece for me with the team, that they fill that out on it. They've gone out and confirmed that it's not correct.
I agree, but this says projected completion date.
I'll change it.
Well, scroll up to the top of the previous page. Stop, roll down.
This one.
No, roll down to the top of the next page. Right there, start complete. It's there, it's there.
So I would honestly just remove this from this section and move start and complete date down
To the
to
bottom.
the bottom.
So you want to cross those out? So they won't, so well, you need our.
Well, no, we're gonna put architectural style in
Oh,
the.
it's gonna be down there. Okay,
So in this.
so we have some cleanup to do. Okay. Get rid of it. File number and date receipt. I think that's the bottom, last page.
Name, place for a name, with the signature initials. You guys, your
Oh, yeah, we need a person, we need some record, who on the staff, who.
initials.
I'd like that. So 2 years from now, we'll know that it was Becky.
Is SmartWeb's gonna have capability.
It's
Of
the
this,
idea that we're blaming
to log
someone.
So they would have a detailed log on the back end that I could see. But we would still keep these paper copies because these are technically a rental of the association. And we save these as property files in our, one of our shared drives.
We're trying to streamline all of them, eventually all of them, but tonight we're only doing streamlining because the board wants to approve these at the next meeting. So we've got 7 to look at, we just did 1. This is the hardest one because it's brand new. The others are more routine.
And it'll have some of the same common language.
Right, the fill in the blanks that we just did will be replicated in all of the next design guidelines that we look at.
So we get a half an hour, right? So,
Whatever we have. We can go a little bit. So, yes, we want staff reviewing. Should we put name, because they may just like check. I'd like to see a name. Right.
Just do staff member name.
Right, I don't want to see a check in the block. I want to see a name. Okay,
cool. You good?
is that the bottom?
Yep.
Okay, I know when you close it out, it'll save itself. Well, we'll go down the list. What's the next one after
That's an easy.
Dormitory?
Mailboxes.
Mailboxes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Did you see one of the mailbox types you left out?
No.
You see that? You left out the Geneva. Okay. Start with the top. Increase the size a little bit. All of this is from the original design guideline, which has been reformatted.
Okay, I don't like that second paragraph at all.
It's true.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell my friend who has a problem with mailbox, that she could just remove B and just have one mailbox.
I defer to Stephen and ARC.
Tenant's mailbox. You don't have to have a tenant's mailbox. Like if you have 2 mailboxes and one's not, which is removed.
She can't, she's been told she can't.
Was this line always in the guideline?
Yes. Here, I'll show you. I brought copies.
She has a garage apartment, so she has a second box, but there is no tenant in the garage.
Here's the old
apartment.
one from 2013. I went through and checked
She could
it.
have one mailbox.
Yes, good. She's not, Lisa.
I think it's a county or government regulation.
Yeah.
Which-
I mean, anyone that's.
Well, the deal is you can rent a mailbox at town hall, at the post office. You don't have to have a mailbox. You can have a mailbox at the post office. And that's your mailing address.
If you don't have a box, now the post office used to stop bringing mail.
It's rusted.
Then I could
If
bring
you
it
didn't
in.
have a mailbox, and you went for a resale, would somebody, would we require them to put a mailbox in? If you were gonna sell your house and there's no mailbox.
That's between you and the old owner and the real estate agent.
No, my real estate agent, now they can say, a buyer might sell.
Yes, the buyer owner, that's right.
Well, the
That's a
buyer would go,
negotiation.
if you want a box, put up a box.
You could go to the post office and rent a box. You don't have to have a mailbox at your house.
It would be weird if you drove down Celebration Avenue and some had mailboxes and some didn't. I feel like that shouldn't. Even if you have one just for aesthetics, there should be a mailbox.
Well,
There
I
shouldn't really be.
understand, but I don't think it's a requirement from the postal service.
But don't they have to get Celebration magazine?
I agree, but I agree with you, because little by little, you start seeing.
Yeah, mailboxes disappear.
Yeah, mailboxes disappear, and it looks,
No.
But it's been this way for what, 30 years?
So, but don't you have to get Celebration magazine? Is that one of the things you have to get?
This is the plan, and,
So it's been that way for.
as far as I know.
Right, so why are we not changing that?
Mostly, yeah.
Well,
I would go just take it out the second. Second line.
So,
Period.
so people don't get that idea.
Don't put ideas in
I mean,
there.
we don't have to highlight it, but it's a rule that I can just take it out.
Well, to fill out the form, they obviously want a mailbox.
No, it doesn't say, to remove your mailbox, you have to get our approval. That's not what this is.
Right.
It just says you cannot have it.
Yes, approval before you come to our, to remove the mailbox.
Have you gotten any applications to remove a mailbox?
Absolutely.
All right, then there's your answer.
Because we don't want them to be the.
All right, move on.
We changed the service of the mailbox, nomenclature, I understand. You should say damaged or old, or, is there another word we could use for that?
What damage? How's that? And don't capitalize it.
It's rusted out or that's all reason.
Yeah, just like,
It's not one of the same manufacturers.
It's
It's
a
a high box.
Same
You
type.
have to be.
how about
yeah,
just,
same
how about just not required to replace the mailbox? Same style. Doesn't matter, who
One of
cares?
the same style.
Same.
Same
Same
style.
color.
Style as appropriate below, because we're gonna show them what's appropriate for your house.
But instead of written damage, just not required to replace anything.
That's fine.
It could be rusted, it could be damaged, it could be, we don't like it anymore, style.
Take out damage.
Yeah, just replace them out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
And, right, we don't want to say manufacturer on this, that's true.
It's nice.
What is my comment on the right? Yeah, we forgot to put in Geneva mailbox study, so you can scroll that.
This is,
It's this one here.
okay.
It just didn't get moved over. So this is all the, current design guidelines that are just repositioned here.
You can have a white, all white lots.
Oh, where? Where you
Or
read?
when you go up, it just, you caught my eye while you were scrolling, gold or white.
That's numbers.
Okay, sorry.
Numbers.
So going back to, Cory and I were talking about approvals not required to replace a mailbox. Do we really need that? Because we can't just say it can be replaced with one of the same style, because there's so much more color and material. It would have to be an identical box to
So
replace it with
you're
that.
okay with just streamlining it as long as,
I don't think it needs, I would get rid of that.
right, but streamlining by management's okay. Because they're gonna.
Yeah,
take-
yeah. I just don't,
Take it
saying that that's not
Okay, Yeah.
required.
that was,
Is there any new mailbox styles or any you guys have seen that are not represented there? So, I mean, this is it?
I've only seen,
Yep.
that's your enough, I've only seen.
So we're good with the pictures?
Those are.
Okay.
well, these are in the pattern book from 20, 30 years ago.
Right, so I'm asking if they approved any different.
Hold on.
No, we don't,
Well, like a variance, of it, there's
Yeah.
a variance you approved before.
Are they always on one side of the block or the other? Like always on the right or always on the left?
I don't believe so.
No.
It's never been
I just
specified.
wondered if that was.
Here's the location criteria here. This is all exactly the same as the current.
We would replace the entire block of mailboxes besides from.
And Island Village,
Huh?
Island Village has one mailbox in the community center, and everybody.
Right,
has
but
to-
as a resident who's already here, entire blocks of mailboxes may be relocated to the alley with approval from the postmaster clerk and all owners on board.
Yes. In Spring Lake, there are 4 houses that face the lake, and their mailboxes are in the alley. And we also have 8 houses that face the Muse, and their mailboxes are in the alley because the postman can't drive down the Muse.
We should hope.
But if this is homeowner facing, then why would we think of that? No homeowner is going to, why would that be part of the streamlined approval
I
process?
guess it doesn't have to be, But to Stephen, just make sure that everything that's on here,
Oh, so this was part of the old.
yeah, this is all verbatim from the old one. Verbatim. So if we, here's the deal. This guideline covers both streamlining and a change. The decision is made by the homeowner and management, whether it meets the streamline criteria, because it's gonna have that little diagram.
Yeah. Okay.
Or forwarded to you. So rather than have two separate guidelines, why not just have one with the determination being streamlined or not?
Well, this would only be for the exact same mailbox. Different streaming, right?
Right, but we're including everything on here you need in case you do want to change it.
Are we done with 1, 2, and 3?
I don't see a reason to have two different design guidelines.
Do what?
Two different design guidelines, one for streamlining and one for ARC approval.
Well, streamline just if it's the, I don't,
No,
wouldn't it
no.
be just if it's the exact same mailbox? Take a
No,
picture of the old mailbox and it.
no, it's broader than that. It's not just that it's that guy.
Well, let me put it this way, the board voted to say they want to streamline mailboxes. Are you saying ARC disagrees?
No, no, what I'm saying, no.
Don't need to pay attention to.
No, he's saying the streamline approval is only if it's an identical mailbox.
Right.
But it's not. It's, if it's one of the mailboxes indicated in the guideline, it can be streamlined for approval, right?
So I could get, instead of my black one, I could get the one that looks like a house, so.
But Geneva.
Only if it's approved for your architectural style,
Understood.
but it has to match the architectural
Is
style.
that indicated in there?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's in there. It's in there. See, it's
Well, is
really,
Is that?
it's probably almost very unmanageable. All those little pencil marks are, I confirm that it's insurance. So read starting with 4.
But you don't even.
This is all the existing design document.
Sorry, Stephen, where are the markers with different architectural styles, which boxes are approved for?
Go farther down.
Further down.
Well, no, I saw the pictures.
It's written by-
Go to specifications for specific lot types. It's like 3 pages down. Specifications for specific lot types. Right here.
There you go. In that area.
It's page 5.
Next page, top of the next page,
Yeah.
right there.
So
There it
that,
is.
so that's what we're streamlining.
So that should maybe go up where the pictures are, so they don't have to scroll through
Yeah.
several things.
Well, then you also need to move up the unique street requirements because that's important too. You gotta move both that one and the other one. So you want to move it up to just underneath the pictures? What if you do that? Lauren, can you do that? Scroll, take the above, all the above. You want the unique and specific. Okay. And then underneath there. Oh, yeah, oh crap. No, you're gonna have to undo that. Go to general requirements. Undo. Okay, see where it says general requirements? Put your cursor in front of the G. Hit the return. Now paste. We're gonna have to work on that. I feel like making a comment. We put these on the team's website for everyone to look at. But only 3 people made comments.
I don't have Teams.
Oh, So that's why it's taking so long. Sorry.
Sherry, this is not my full-time job, I'm just gonna say. I appreciate you and I love doing this and I'm all for helping, but
Well, I don't know what we're gonna do to get this by the workshop this Wednesday.
Well, we've got, so I just sent you an email, so we can do this in pieces if we have to, right? I mean, we can get the doorbell. We have that added to the agenda. If it comes in pieces, so be it. You're not gonna be able to boil the ocean in
We should do it by,
15 minutes.
we should do it probably by like line of applications we're currently receiving. Stuff like mailbox, we never receive applications for
Right.
mailboxes.
Right, you've already got a huge win with the doorbell cameras, that's a huge win.
Well, it's not really anything.
Right. So, here, I'll
Well,
let
what's the next biggest one?
take a look, which ones do you want to do? You
I mean, if
can
these two
say
companies
that.
haven't come together and done this in like, I don't know, the last 10 years, we can't do it in a month.
They haven't done,
Yeah.
they haven't been done.
These are the.
The doorbell one's is big, so what's the?
I mean, the doorbells is the biggest one.
Yeah.
These are the ones the,
Repaint's a big one.
let's go to repaint.
Wait, are we done with the mailbox?
No, we're not.
So where are we, what's the status? We did.
It just saves, we'll save it, we'll pick it up next time.
So why we're not finishing today? You're not gonna.
There's,
Okay.
but same color.
Time savings.
I agree. The other argument is if we're gonna be onboarding a new inspector, so there's gonna be time to like, let them on board with doorbell cameras, and then as we start kind of layering them versus just here, take this, and it's drinking through a fire.
The new people are gonna have to learn everything.
I agree, but when we start changing things, also, like, if we start doing it in a, there's, I hear both arguments, but,
No, I like your idea. We're gonna.
However you all wanna do
As
it.
we can,
Yeah.
and we'll do them in increments and forward it to the board and.
Yeah.
it's,
Rome wasn't built in this.
But I think we do it from the perspective of making the most impact as quickly as possible. The doorbells
I think it's spot on.
just that one is gonna alleviate a ton.
So what's the next one that is impactful?
Paint, it's only.
That's probably
two
true.
pages.
But some of these like replacement of lead walk or driveway, I don't know if that should be streamlined.
One of the things too,
The board shows that.
They
Significant.
chose it.
so, but the other thing too is what is covenant seating also? That you're talking about what is ARC seating, but what are you seeing come through the covenant side?
Landscape.
So why don't you tackle landscaping?
You don't want to streamline landscape.
There's no landscaping streamlined in this?
No.
No, you don't want to do that. Because then
I
it's
think
not.
we can look at it and make it better, but not
Yeah.
make it
Okay, then,
necessarily streamlined.
then next up, whatever you got next.
So painting, it says same color or new color.
So is this something that comes across a lot? Same color of paint?
Same occasionally,
Okay.
not very often, but there's definitely something.
Yeah, same color before was streamlined, same color.
This was streamlined 3 years ago.
Oh.
The board took away streamlining 2 years ago. The board took away all streamlining. So they streamlined,
Yes, but they're gonna do that, so
and now the board wants to give it back.
So
Because we've
it's-
got a backlog of ARC applications.
so is the same color request one a pretty good application?
I think so. I submitted one
So
too.
it's already, okay. What's easy enough, it's same.
Yes.
Yes. And it was streamlined.
All right, so
So then that, so we don't need to do same color, we just need to do,
No, same color.
No, same color.
Like
That's
for
what-
like.
that's what makes it streamlined.
This is like for like.
Yes.
the board painting is not capital, board maintenance is not.
So once again, all of this came from the original design guidelines.
Finish the existing paint.
Why
Can I ask a
did,
question?
was it when Sherwin-Williams, was it the color wheel Sherwin-Williams? Because I knew that
Yes.
threw some things off.
Right, but Sherwin-Williams colors, they had the same colors, but they changed the names.
Right,
Instead of seafoam green, it's
Right.
now turtle green.
right,
I'm making it
But
up.
there's a comment down there.
there is, okay,
In this thing that's been put in.
okay. So that comes up.
Okay. What I have noticed in covenants is that people are saying they're not able to get the color from you guys, mostly porches, or that the color that you're telling them is not the color that's currently up there.
Yeah, we reached out to the rep at Sherwin-Williams to get them to update the code, because they changed their color wheel again, so we need to update the matching name.
Okay,
So the reps did.
so when you say painting 10% of the house with the same color is considered maintenance.
Yes.
And a porch is not 10%. I mean, it is, it could be.
Is it porch painting the house?
No, but 10% is,
That's been the design
has been the
guideline
design
for
guideline that
decades.
comes in.
No, what I'm saying is, can I paint my porch?
Yes.
This is 10% of my house with a color I get from Lauren.
Yes,
Yeah.
And if it doesn't match the color that it was before because I got my color from Lauren, this covenant's gonna come say, that's not right.
Or if they
Yes.
notice, because if you.
if they notice it.
If you're painting in a new color,
But if they don't, we're not painting any, I'm asking Lauren for the color, she's giving me color, so it's the same. If I go to the expense of painting 10%, which is my porch, and I get the color from Lauren, I don't want
I
to
know,
told
if
that
I
I
take.
Well, you'll have that correspondence too,
Yeah,
saying.
if it's a picture that you had from last year and you just painted it and it's the same color, then
It's not the same, it's Lauren gave me, I got, that's gonna be painted.
But it came from the color wheel that was updated by Sherwin-Williams, so therefore it's okay.
What was it close? Did it look close? Must be.
It's got to be close. All porches that are either gray or tan or white, and even though the color variation changes by the manufacturer over the last 30 years, they're all very similar.
Because they just pointed one on Stratford Park here, on the first floor, because the other those first floor, it's red, but it's completely different than every other one that kind of stands out, so.
I know, but my porch is not exactly the same color as it was 9 years ago, because it faded.
It fades, it changes. Not a commercial sort of celebration hardware, but they have all the colors. Right. It's good.
The problem
I
is.
use that as a reference. Okay.
Maybe you look at rock. That's right, the cellular nutrition, hardware doesn't sell shit.
no, that doesn't.
But you can still get it.
Why, they give you the number?
They talk about sheen, they talk about sheen, satin,
Lots.
I mean,
Well, you're getting it from celebration color pack. Which is on top,
yes,
and it should only come on black. They should.
it's the color
In the
palette, exactly, it describes the shine and the color, the finish. Sure, it's all part of the design guideline.
Is that what you guys do? You use a placard?
Yeah, so if somebody's painting their house, we know they have approval at a time.
Now, tell me, isn't that placard supposed to be posted somewhere on the property?
In their front window.
Okay, so would you say that? Because I added that red in there because you've never described what a placard is, where it goes, or what it's for. So I wrote it in there.
No, there's a placard that you're supposed to fill out.
I know, but you don't get the placard until you go to the front, you open your mail after you've done this. I'm telling the homeowner what a placard is and what you're supposed to do with it as they're filling it out.
Yeah, once the approved, once the letter comes down, and says you're approved to paint these colors, attached to that is a placard that is blank
Right.
with the fill-in date of it's complete.
But we've never said that before. And I want the homeowner to know, oh, I'm gonna get a placard, and I have to post it in the window. And what does it say? The placard must be displayed in your front window.
Until project completion.
Yeah.
Does that system work for you guys, manager? Does that system work for you all?
Yeah, this keeps the covenants inspector from writing them up for now, so they know, oh, it's already been approved.
Yeah, just check and make sure the system still works.
Have you ever gotten the placard back?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not for a re-inspection for the projects.
Okay, next, we go down.
Everything in here is from the old design guideline. There's no changes.
Just want to state that I am not smart.
I mean, right, we absolutely are. I mean, yeah.
Is it Pimco? Where the main building
Main
side?
body siding,
That
what is that?
A plank, a plank is the wood backing behind the light fixture that you place on siding. Yeah, because siding is overlapping, you know, like this.
And then they have a discussion.
Well, it's not a discussion, it's a plan. That's the architectural firm. You can ask Jeff in a moment.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
And it's normally plastic.
Yeah, well, it's wood and then MDF,
It's in the invitation.
Okay.
because you can't mount the fixture to a siding that's overlapping. It leaves the air gap on.
Okay, I'm concerned that with this main body thing we just discussed, and these shutters, that's not really streamlined.
This
I mean,
explains.
this gets it kind of in depth, so is it a streamlined
Well-
process or not?
No, remember, we want one design, I want one design guideline, whether you streamline or not.
Okay.
I don't want two documents. So when you scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see the process for deciding whether or not it's streamlined. This is in every design guideline. It's either is or isn't. And that's what determines streamline.
And what happened was originally we had two different guidelines. New paint or painting the same thing. So that's why they're two different ones.
Applications for painting the entire structure of the existing, I don't know, that sentence doesn't.
Of the existing color,
Existing comma on record approved.
oh yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, I think that's.
Take out color, it was okay.
On the entire structure, comma, the existing color of record or something.
Colors. You have trim, you have thin wall, and you have clean wall.
Yeah, move on record to after the word color.
So if they're streamlining it, they're gonna match this application up to on record approved stuff, so that it doesn't have to go.
No, you have the existing.
Which may not happen at the time.
Right.
Yeah, under.
But this gives guidance to management of how to move the street based on the application. Because
We could get this done if we go back up to where we left off. So we at least get two.
Two's good.
now we have to go way back up. Way back up. There it is.
Okay. Plastic.
What's a window one?
Something like that.
Those things are not in our covenant. We have never read these words in covenants.
I did not make it.
Well, we never got, like,
No, covenants is based on design guidelines. This has always been the design guideline.
The
if
one
this,
the Mountain.
Mountain is with the Bibles.
Oh, we have
It's on,
that.
it's on your windows. I've seen it moved a lot.
It's the architectural term for window dividers.
Well, these are favorite work on our course.
Here's Sheldon, here's the old design guideline.
Okay, thank you. We can take this home with me.
Well, on one.
Gary. Stop it. The Gene garage and the indoor.
The stem wall must be painted an approved gray, currently not. House is stucco, stem walls must be the same color as the stucco.
If there's the stucco go all the way around, yes, and some houses have not. Some houses have stem wall stucco, there's a,
It specifies under the paint that for stucco, stem wall should be.
does that say that here?
Not what I just read, it just must be.
Do we,
I'm sorry, can you pronounce your name for me again? Giselle. Under the porch, above where you were just reading, the porch floor steps, can you read that one? Because it says must be painted an approved gray color or certain approved white color
that's,
that match the house trim.
No, that's,
Deck steps with tile or brick.
that's a period.
they can't be approved in white.
Yes,
It has to be gray.
hand me that. It was in the original design guideline, and if you look across the street, those townhouses have white porches and steps. I found that out, I thought it was wrong, and I corrected myself. Yep. Right across the street, there's white porches and white steps. But they're not white, they're shaded off-white. But I went running and saw plenty of white porches and steps, and
So I'm not sure, it's our handbook.
so I took it out and then I put it back in because it turned out that they do exist. And there's multiple gray colors. There's not just one gray color, there's several.
There's 3 posted gray colors.
Yes,
But this is telling me in a streamlined approach that as long as I'm painting my porch floor and steps an approved gray color,
yeah,
not the color that it is,
right.
or certain approved white colors that match the house trim,
Yeah.
I'm okay. So if I put alarm, she says gray, and I think it's 2 shades of gray different,
It's
it's still
okay.
okay.
It's okay. Because it's on the color palette approved for celebration. It's written that way now.
Well, I
The grays are not
disagree
aligned.
with this, because I still think it should say for streamlined process, paint color should match.
But the
current
3
color.
grays are very close to each other, and all of them are used interchangeably.
I didn't say I'm gonna paint one of those 3. I said I'm gonna paint it gray.
It,
It might not be this 3.
it's an approved grade from the pattern book.
It means this gray.
That's why approved grade is in bold.
Metal railings be painted white.
No, metal railings should be painted black.
So is that a change there on the stem wall?
Yeah, is that a change?
Yeah, because, I know in my own house, my stem wall is not gray, it's another natural concrete, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And that's what
What structure?
was there originally, and that was when we 3 times we repainted. That's what it should be. But this says it should be gray.
What structure is your house?
I can't.
It's a garden.
Yeah,
It's a coastal.
yeah, they got 4 grades. Okay. But is it okay to paint any of the 4? Really? I mean, they're all really close to each other. Are you okay with painting any of the 4 grades? Really? You're gonna make a difference?
We do it based on that color of the house. It's a warm versus a color.
So we can't streamline it. If I paint my porch a different
Well, we're
grade,
not talking about, we're talking about just for the same.
You change? This is four colors, it says for our house for coastal.
That's
So
not.
painting the front porch the exact same color.
Oh,
Network gray.
okay, well, then we need to reword that because it's not more the ordinance in here.
Yeah, must be like the same color.
And that's what.
Yeah,
So-
it can't be any of these.
So Lauren, after, in porch steps, must be painted the same, after the word painted, the same approved gray color
On record.
on record. Type that in.
But you just said that this is for all.
Right.
But they just told me ARC wants to see the same green color on the porch for it to be streamlined. So like you said, Shelley, if I choose another gray color, ARC wants to approve that. So I learned something.
I think you just can have free will.
Well, but that's what it's been reading since 2013. So now ARC is giving us some clarification.
And then I have a question, because there's a metal porch railing, my neighbors have a metal porch railing.
Yep.
That goes down their steps. It was, they didn't get,
You need to keep approving.
so is there something that says all existing metal railing must be kept?
Yes, I don't know where, keep going down.
It's, because this is a painted issue, it is, they painted the same color as the steps.
Yeah.
There's a thing that says metal railings, I don't, that's either this one or the other one that says all metal railings will be painted black. Not if.
Thank you, Sean, that's good.
Yeah, shall be.
So far.
Shall be.
I think we need to include this in a painting, this is painting.
We'll scroll up so we can read it. We're not done with it yet, sorry.
So I would include that on the porch floor, steps. It happened, just say all of that. See, like,
This should only be if they're repainting exactly the same colors on the house.
well, he thought he was,
They're changing the
but he
stem.
thought he was approved to paint it.
We're changing what was original, and that's okay, because we have never been updated. It's always been. Here it is, approved, see? It's never been,
But when they submit an application for repainting, it does ask them to provide the specific colors for every component of the house.
right, but guess what? The wording didn't match what you, so we're changing it. That's the issue.
This is an approved gray, approved by ARC, right? Approved gray, approved by ARC.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it doesn't say,
In
it
the
doesn't say by art, it's one of the approved gray that you just showed me.
Oh, I see.
Four different grays in the palette. So it doesn't specify any of the, what it says now is you can do it any of the approved grays. Now, what you're saying is it has to be the same grade that you had originally. So we're changing the wording because it's not. And it apparently hasn't been right.
You're not changing it, you're adding it to say for existing painting
No,
or for
Yeah, we're not changing this.
well,
repainting.
you are,
What is it
because
called?
now it reads, it has to be the same approved grade, approved color.
Just to be
Just for the
They
streamline
want to
approval.
submit.
It's not like an indefinite
The
thing,
streamline
it's
is
just
just
the board
the
will
same.
just be the same color.
Right. for
This one is on
streamline
guideline is for both approval and ARC application, both. This one design guideline covers both areas. We don't want to create two design guidelines.
Which is why you should say for the streamline, in order to be considered for the streamline approach, your color needs to match.
Scroll down to the approval process and read what we wrote, or what Stephen wrote. For streamline, the first row, the entire structure of the existing approved color on record. That's the key for streamlining. All this just tells you about how to get there.
Well, why wouldn't we have that up front to just say that, to say, if you were repainting the exact same colors across these elements of the house, then consider streamline approval. People are gonna get confused.
You just, this is.
They're not gonna
this
look at it.
application is painting same color, not painting, I want a new color.
Go back to the toggle, all the way to the top, there it is.
Right, so it should,
So if they want a new color in any aspect, it goes to the other one.
so there are two.
Yes.
You're right. Sorry. You're right.
So can we put under the four steps slash railing, all metal railing
Shall be black.
shall be black.
We have a new category. Well, you want to make a new category called railings?
Well, it's part of the porch, you know,
Of
steps.
course.
Okay. All metal railings.
Add the PVC shading other.
We're past our time, guys,
Yeah.
it's 7:09. We're not gonna continue through the pages 4 to 8. Do we need to?
We have a lot more just in this title, deal with or to finish.
No, we can go back. I mean, listen, we got, we got the biggest, the most important one is done.
We did one.
That's a victory.
Yeah, so
I
now,
appreciate it. Of course, that's the reason we're doing this, is we couldn't do this alone. We have to do this together.
What is the process gonna be for in-flight applications once we approve these? So like doorbell cameras, ones that are in the pipeline,
We're not going ex post facto.
so they have to go through the
They have to
whole.
go through the whole process.
So are these saved on the scene site so I can?
Yeah, she was doing it.
I'm sorry, it's so tedious, but that's what we're doing.
We don't really understand.
So any doorbell is
We haven't
currently in the
done it.
pipeline, you got,
So I'm glad we're doing it.
does that help you or not hurt you? Would it,
I mean, they're common. The problem is, by updating the design guidelines, it's almost like a rule change, so you don't want to do an extra step in change.
If there was a straight.
If I found out about it and I was in.
I'd be,
It's gonna.
Oh, I'd be-
I think that's gonna be a problem.
we may need to talk about that with the board.
Yeah,
Just
because
for-
it's straight
Charlie,
color
you can always
change,
withdraw
but
and
then
resubmit it.
well, if,
Yeah, I mean,
Or email town hall and just ask for.
but the point is also to like get some bandwidth document. So if we have 50 applications in there and they're just gonna sit in there while we've approved this, then what's the point? We'll just talk about it
I mean,
later.
I don't, it's fine doing it ex post facto. It's a benefit to the resident, but if one of them gets denied and we impose this new streamlined rule on them, then they're gonna be upset.
Yeah,
So that's
Yeah.
the only thing.
I hear you.
So let's adjourn. And we'll send out